Hola a todos estudiantes, welcome back to our Spanish course. I am recording this video because I want to talk to you about the final project that we have coming up in this course. So I just wanted to let you know that this final project is integrated in our course because we want to provide the students the opportunity to explore culture-related topics about the Hispanic world or the Spanish-speaking world. This is a requirement that we have in all Spanish classes at JCC, and as I told you, this is related to culture. We want the students to explore this aspect of language learning, or specifically Spanish language learning. And this is going to be a group project. I know that it might be challenging, the fact that this is an online class, but believe me, I'm sure that if you take further classes at the university or college level in general, you will find this happening, because now, like, we have so many resources that we can use, and I'm going to show you one that you guys will have available for this group project. Okay, so this group project, this final project, is going to be as a group. I'm going to set up the groups, and the way that you're going to know which group you are in is by going to Blackboard and looking over here. It might be looking a little bit different for you because this is the instructor view. So just go to your menu over here to the left and then find your group. So you're going to see equipo número 1, equipo número 2, equipo número 3. You will go there, click in there, and then you will have in here your group members listed. And you also have some tools that you can use to communicate with your classmates. So you're going to have a file exchange tab. You also have the option to send an email. You have the option to start a discussion board. So this is a very important tool because this is going to keep track of all the activity that the group has. I know that you can communicate through email or through like other emails that you might be using, or text messages, or any other ways to communicate, but it is fundamental that we keep track of everything that is going on in the group. Sometimes students struggle to communicate effectively, so please do use this resource because I am going to be able to check and see the activity of each individual. Okay. Also, if you are struggling with something, I can go in there, I can talk to you, you can type in there your questions that you may have. So please do use this resource, and as I said before, this is going to be to keep track of all the activity in the group. Okay. Now let's move on and talk about the topics. Okay, the topics are going to be decided by you. You're going to choose. I'm asking you to focus on a country, a Spanish-speaking country, and we're going to explore that country. We're going to find information about that country, and it is important that you include 5 interesting facts or 5 fun facts that you want your classmates to remember. I know that we're going to find a lot of information, but I want you to separate 5 fun facts that you think that it will be interesting, or that it will be easy for your classmates to remember and to learn, obviously related to your topic. Okay, so that is one requirement. Another requirement is a current event. So you're going to think about your country, and you're going to find something that is going on in the country now today. Okay, so for example, let's say that we're talking about Venezuela, that is a Spanish-speaking country. You can include the information that you would like to, and for the current event. I'm sure that you have heard in the news that Venezuela is going through a crisis, a financial crisis, and this is also leading to a social crisis. So obviously this is something that is going to be important or have an impact on the how the country is today. And I'm going to show you an example here. So for example, I'm talking about Venezuela. I went to let me show you to BBC News, and I was able to find this information about Venezuela. As you can see, this is something that is happening recently, or that was posted recently. Let me show you the source. Okay, this is, as I previously mentioned, BBC News, and then if you go to Latin America, you find in here these news about Venezuela, and you have some pictures in there to illustrate what's happening, and that is something that could be useful for your project. So this project is going to have it's going to be a paper, and it's going to be also a PowerPoint presentation, okay? But I'm going to go through the different components of this. So the final project, and if you have some questions about the course grade or the breakdown of or how the final project affects your grade, please go to the syllabus and see the percentage that is assigned to this final project. Now, we're going to have 5 components. One is going to be a list of 5 sources, academic reliable sources, in APA style that has to be uploaded to Blackboard. So all of them are going to be submitted through Blackboard. They all are going to have different instructions, which I'm going to make available to you. They are all going to have different due dates. That is why it's very important for you to go and check the announcements on Blackboard, because I will always give you instructions when we are getting closer to the date. I'm going to open a link so you can go in there and see what you're expected to submit. This is only, general instructions. So the number 1 is going to be that list of 5 sources in a Word document. Please do not send me any links or send me anything, any links to my email, because sometimes I cannot even look at them because they can be, for example, Google Docs. You're not giving me access, and that is not going to work. Please do that in a Word document, upload to Blackboard, 5 sources, academic sources in APA style. And I'm going to also make available to you a sample paper on APA style, so you can follow that example. Okay. Number 2 is going to be an outline. You're going to tell me your topic, and you're going to tell me the subtopics that you're planning on developing on your paper. Okay. And also please indicate who is going to be in charge. So for example, we said Venezuela, and then someone wants to talk about the traditions and the music. Someone else wants to talk about the news or what's happening in the country today. Another person wants to talk about the legacy to the world, maybe cuisine, maybe something that you eat, or maybe there's something that you even find in the United States that comes from Venezuela. So something like that. So that is for the outline. Then we will turn in a first draft. You will write the paper, and then I will go there, look at it, see what's missing, see what's good, see what needs to be fixed, or maybe we have to add a little bit more information. That's why I'm going to give you some feedback, and this feedback you will consider for the final submission of the paper, which also will have a different due date. And the final element is going to be a PowerPoint presentation. So this PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to show you an example. So this is from another semester, and this is this group chose to talk about Colombia. They have a few slides. You can aim to have more than 5 slides, 5, 7 slides. It's a good number, but I want you to focus on adding pictures. We want to be very visual. And another requirement for the PowerPoint presentation is to have the narration. So you don't want to have those slides full of information. We want to be very visual, and we want to add narration so we can listen to that presentation as well. How do you add an audio file? If you're using PowerPoint file, not PowerPoint online, because it might be different, but if you have a PowerPoint file, go to Insert and then go to the end. You will see media in here, click, and then you will see in here this little speaker, and then if you click in there, it's going to say record audio. As long as you have a microphone, you will be able to record this narration. Okay, so the group is going to decide who's going to do that, who's going to do what, but you have to be working as a group. I don't want only one person working on this project. Okay, and I'm going to monitor that by looking at the groups once they have been set. So just to recap, at the end as well, we will have these presentations available to everyone, so we can go and see, for example, in here, this, as I said, these are from another semester, and then you should be able to look in there, and we are going to look at the presentations, and then we're going to have a discussion board at the end, just to talk about what was new to you, what was interesting, what was surprising, something you didn't know before. But yeah, so that's going to be towards the end of the semester, and I'm going to give you instructions. Just to recap, what I wanted to let you know for these with this particular video is that we have that group project coming up. We have different elements. We will have different instructions for each one, which I will make available to you with, some time. And everything has to be submitted through Blackboard. Everything has to be a file. Don't send me any links. And everything has to be with work. You have to work in a group. You cannot bail. You cannot decide just to do it on your own, because I'm not going to accept any individual papers. Okay, so that is it. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Send me an email with your questions about the final project. But as I mentioned before, please keep looking Blackboard, keep reading all the announcements, because little by little I'm going to start talking about the instructions for each particular element. So just for you to know about the general expectations of this project, but please do let me know if you have further questions.